Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
Call Pippa Hudson now.
021 446 0567.
Delighted to welcome back to the couch today singer-songwriter Matthew Mole, who's just released his third album a couple of weeks ago called Ghost. And to say that he's in demand, I think, is the understatement of the year, taking a look at the list of his upcoming gigs. Matthew, congrats on the new album and welcome back to Cape Talk.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks for letting me join you.
I believe you are literally leaving from this interview, hitting the road for Plett for an unexpected performance tonight.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, shame. Jeremy Loops he's actually got quite a serious medical situation with his voice after his European tour. So we're just filling in for him tonight at Plett, and yeah, I mean, it's going to be awesome. And then the next month or so is also the same kind of bunch of shows for this new album.
It's a hectic schedule. Okay, well, you take the good wishes and the anxieties of all the moms to the Plett Rages who are going to sing to tonight, so wish them well, please,
yes,
when you get there.
Okay, I will do that.
The tour schedule is insane, and I know that you are on the road like this most of the year. How do you actually fit in writing an album of 12 or 13 new songs?
Yeah, I mean, you hear of a lot of bands that are so busy that they've got to learn how to write their albums on tour and in their tour bus and stuff. It's not quite like that for me, luckily. I mean, the stuff, a lot of the years, I'm blessed to be able to play a whole bunch of different kinds of shows, but I specifically took a bit of time off, like throughout, every now and then, like in between. I don't want to take like a year off or even a few months off, because I think I still want to be learning different things and how I should try certain songs live. So while I'm writing the songs, sometimes I'm trying some of the stuff out on stage. So yeah, I took like a month or two here and there over the last 2 years just to write the stuff and get it recorded, and I'm very happy with the way it's all worked out.
Where did you actually record this album?
Most of the album was recorded in the UK, but mainly because there's a good friend of mine. His name's Brendan Rousseau. I really wanted him to work on this album, and he's actually from Cape Town, but he's based in the UK at the moment. So we went over there and we found a very cool studio, and then he's got a studio in Cape Town here as well that we used for some of the recording, but most of it was in the UK. So it was very cool. I just thought, like, recording an album is an amazing thing to be able to do as an artist, a musician or band, or and I just thought, like, I want to, if I could go to the UK while he's there, at least I can kind of add to the experience, make it a little bit more of a memorable thing. And we worked with a few other people there, some amazing studios. So yeah, it ended up being a really cool process.
I'm always intrigued by the concept of going into studio and finally recording the album, because I know as an artist, nobody's ever fully satisfied with what they've created. So I would guess, and maybe I'm wrong and you can set me straight, but I would guess that you write a song, but you carry on tweaking it and playing with it and maybe changing a lyric here or changing a riff there. Are you ever, I mean, what's it like to be at the point where you're in studio, you've recorded, that's it, that's the version that's going to the album, and you have to walk away from it?
No, yeah, I totally agree. I still don't feel like the album is finished, but I mean, I feel like it was finished enough to the point that it's ready to be released, but I will always want to be changing things here and there. So luckily, I don't know, some guys do like their own, you hear of some very, like, especially around now, a lot of people they'll do all their own songwriting, they'll do all the production themselves, they'll even mix the album themselves, and that's like the whole process almost before mastering. And I think if I had to do that, if I was good enough to do that, it would never be finished. So like when there's someone else that's working on it with you, there's another pair of ears and there's a bit more of objectivity, and so it really helped having Brendan on it, and I did a lot. I obsessed over the songwriting and the pre-production before going into studio. So we had a lot to like, a lot of different options to try, a lot of things to do. So it felt like we tried everything we could on this album, so that at least it felt like, okay, I think this is ready to be released.
And of course, when you take an album on tour, you've got the luxury of tweaking it, playing with it live on stage every night. That's
what's fun. Yeah. So I mean, the live versions aren't going to be the same. They're definitely you're gonna know it's the same song as what's on the album. But that's what's so much fun about the live setting, is that you can just change a few things here, add a little section where there's some crowd participation, or you can extend a chorus or something. So that's fun. So at least I can use that to kind of get rid of any feeling of needing to work further on the songs.
Okay. Now, what about the significance of the title, Ghost? What does that represent?
Yeah, so it's talking about the whole album. It's not a concept album, but there's a theme of fear. That's kind of what I'm talking about in the album. It's fear, but it's focusing on that journey of overcoming fear specifically, and everything that comes with fear when you allow fear in you. allow doubt and discouragement and intimidation, all sorts of things. And so that each song is kind of looking at each of those horrible things that everyone has to deal with. But it's from the side of kind of trying to overcome all of it and trying to be brave kind of thing. So Ghost is just it was just a title I could give it that could kind of represent all of those bad things. Yeah. And then there's a color that I wanted to associate with the album, this color purple that's there to associate to represent the overcoming of all these things. So it's I've still been kind of figuring it out as I go, how the whole story works, but how the whole story is unfolding. But it's been an amazing thing to kind of put together a bit of a narrative to an album.
Is that what makes this different? Because I've heard you say in a previous interview that this is a very different album from your previous two.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I always want to write songs that have a message behind them, so that's stayed the same. The songs I never want to. I mean, I'm happy to write all sorts of songs, but when I release a song, I want it to be something that someone can resonate with and connect with. So that kind of the whole kind of narrative and story behind the music, that's always going to be the same. But in terms of like songwriting and like the musical side of things, that's definitely different to anything I've done before. And I do feel like I know nothing. I've got so much to learn, but I am most proud of this album compared to anything else I've done. So I hope other people like it as well. We'll see what anyone thinks.
I bet they're going to love it. I mean, when I say that you're busy overseas, and I'm not kidding. I mean, tonight's extra gig at Plet Rage was not one on the intended calendar, but you are hitting the road to PE, to Plet, to Stanford, to Knysna, to KZN, a number of venues. You're back in the Western Cape in late December again.
That's it, yes.
How do you cope with all the travel? Because I mean, on the one hand, you're an artist, you love performing, I assume. It's great to be on stage, but also this is a time of year where people like to be at home with their families or chilling with their families. Does it just go with the territory that if you're going to be in the entertainment business, this is peak work time?
I think so. I mean, and if you want to take the time off, then a lot of bands do that, then take the time off. But I'll take off like a few days around Christmas, and that's kind of really the only time I would need off. And then my wife at home in Johannesburg, she'll join me for a lot of the stuff around December because she's obviously off of work. And I don't know, I love it. I mean, playing all these shows in December, a lot of like coastal shows and a lot of festivals, family festivals, holiday kind of festivals. They're a lot of fun, and it kind of feels like you're on holiday because there's just a different energy, a different atmosphere. Everyone's in a different kind of holiday mood. So I mean, they're still getting the job done, but they're all very high spirits. So I love these December tours. It is definitely in South Africa at least the busiest time of the year for music. And I like to embrace that. I mean, it's such a fun time of the year. So I'm looking very forward to it.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing one of the songs off the new album. What are you going to play for us today?
I'll play a song called Let Me. It was the first song we released from the album. Okay,
so as you make your way over to the mic that's set up for you, let me quickly tell our audience where they can see Matthew Mole in the immediate sort of Cape Town and surrounds. He's playing at Blue Bay Lodge in Saldanha on the 27th of December. He'll be at Cafe Roo in Noordhoek on the 28th. And then New Year's Eve is at the Kinky Summer event in Franschhoek. Over to you, Matthew. Let's take a listen to Let Me.
My always, forever, the light in the dark, and I found it, the treasure, your beautiful heart, and with every piece of mine, I love you more than life. You see it, you show it, the look in your eyes says that you called it, you know it, the truth in my lies, because you know me better now than I think I know myself. Let me love you, all I want from you. We are stronger, so hold on for longer. Take me back to when we sat alone in the garden. The dreams you had, you told me that it won't be a problem. Remember how it felt to love and never doubt. I wish that I could tell you why it doesn't get easy to give away the part that makes me love you completely. But we have never lost because we will never start. And let me love you, and all I want from you. We are stronger. Hold on for longer. Let me love you. All I want from you. We are stronger. Hold on for longer.
It's an absolute stunner of a track, Matthew. Wow. So that's off the brand new album Ghost. Oh, everyone's applauding and loving in the background here. And that's one of, 13 tracks on the new album, hey? It's a real gift to fans.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, thank you so much. Yeah, there are actually 11 on this first one, but there will be 13 on the follow-up kind of deluxe version.
Okay, I've been looking at the website, so I saw all 13. I was having a little listen before we came in. I mean, tell us a little bit more about the writing of that song. Who is there inspiration behind it? A person?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, there definitely is, but it's more kind of the song's talking about. It's the side of, it sounds so cheesy to talk about rather than to sing about, but it's basically talking about the love as the other side of fear. I mean, the other side of fear, I guess, is mostly hope. That's what the album's talking about. But that song is kind of talking about how if you allow yourself to accept the kind of love that's being offered to you, then it helps you. It's a huge thing that helps you actually become brave enough to overcome all sorts of these things that we deal with, fear, all the things that fear brings.
Love it. It's an absolutely gorgeous song. Can't wait to hear the rest of the album. So the album's called Ghost. Where are listeners going to buy it, Matthew?
Basically everywhere. I mean, it's on all the digital platforms and it's in the stores. And I mean, CDs. Apparently, no one really does CDs, but I really wanted to do them. But, I mean, we're going to have vinyl as well, but like. I love collectible stuff, and I mean, if people buy them, they probably aren't even going to listen to them. But at least it's something to hold and something that you can really like have. But yeah, so they'll be in all the stores and on all the online platforms.
Well, someone's just accused me of being past my sell-by date on the SMS line, so I can tell you I'd buy a CD and listen to it in my car.
Oh, awesome! Well, thank you.
It's been great to have you with us, and I think it was the stamps. Don't worry, you'll survive.
Probably.
Okay, so again, you're going to catch Matthew at Blue Bay Lodge in Saldanha, Cafe Roo in Noordhoek, and New Year's Eve in Franschhoek. That's right towards the end of December. You're also back at Kirstenbosch in March.
Yes, 1st of March is Kirstenbosch Gardens, yeah.
I mean, you keep coming back. They have you back every year because the crowds want you back. What's that experience like for you as an artist?
It's really amazing. It's a huge, when I first started playing music, I always thought, one day I'd love to play at Kirstenbosch. And then when that happened, it happened a lot. Playing at Kirstenbosch happened a lot sooner than I thought it would, and I was just completely taken by surprise, and like I didn't really mentally prepare for finally getting to play Kirstenbosch Gardens. And so it's a huge thing, and it's amazing, and I really love playing there. It's an enormous honor to be invited back. It's going to be a cool one, I think. I
mean, it's such a beautiful venue for the audience. Are the acoustics and everything okay for the artists?
They're
it's
amazing.
Not easy being outdoors.
Yes, no, I think the crew that they have there are incredible, and so the whole technical side of things is really on top of, like, it's the top kind of thing. And then acoustics are great. I mean, I think you can't be too loud at Kirstenbosch because there's a residential area nearby. But
somebody needed to tell that to the Pixies.
Oh, really? Yeah, you see, there we go. So I know they have a few evening concerts there, and I think they have a lot of slack that's given to them from the nearby residents. But it's a great show. The acoustics are amazing. So.
Of course, if you live nearby, you effectively get free tickets to every one of them. So don't complain too much.
That's it.
Well, okay, it's going to be great to see you back at Kirstenbosch. Sunday, the 1st of March is the date you want to diarise, everyone. In the meantime, happy travels, good wishes go with you on the road. Enjoy Plet Rage tonight.
Thank you so much.
Say hi to all the kids from all the moms.
We will do that for sure. Thank you for the time as well.
Great to have you with us. The name is Matthew Mole. The album is called Ghost, and it's available for download now, or look for a CD in the stores.